So this was round five, and round four was actually quite hilarious because my opponent just forfeited. So I just won because he didn't come. So I just waited for half an hour and that was it. Round five, I was playing on board two, and it was really interesting because my opponent, I've never faced him before, and he plays a c4. I saw it before the game. He's a very principled player. He doesn't really switches between openings. So I thought, okay, he must be playing for c4. And I was preparing, and preparation did help until a certain point, as you'll see. And it was a very, very exciting game. I was like shaking for half of the game. And so, yeah. And I think mm, after this game, I have some new insights on how I play, and I'll share about those later. So c4, e6, g3 is this kind of player. d5, bishop g2 takes, knight f3, a6, all theory. And here, theory would be queen c2, or maybe he might castle. And here he played a4 instead, which was a surprise for me. Like, I didn't know exactly this line. But I thought for about 5 minutes, and I thought, okay, you're not attacking my pawn. I might as well defend it. So, a very typical idea would be to go e5 and bishop e6. So, therefore, knight c6, I played castles and e5. I think he didn't see the idea of e5. After e5, he played b3. And here I sort of lost a little bit of the grip. I did not really like this move for him. So I thought, okay, takes, and then bishop e6 should be all good. But of course, I missed that after takes, which happened in the game, that bishop e6 is not possible because of queen b7. And so I thought, and here I think this was my first mistake, that I got too obsessed with bishop e6, that for perhaps a move like bishop d6 would be very good. But I thought, okay, I'm like maybe knight c3, knight f6, and I wasn't convinced that this is the maximum I could get. But indeed, it is the maximum I could get because, of course, we all learned that development is above all, right? And here I played rook b8, which of course, it's a terrible move. By principle, it violates, well, the most important principle of all, and that's to prioritize your development. But also, it fails tactically because I completely missed this pin and this pin. So here he played knight g5, which struck me as a surprise. I was scared. I thought I might be losing. Of course, I immediately saw bishop. So takes. This is not possible. You just take the rook. So then you're up in exchange. Of course, you need to see that your king is dumb. Your pieces aren't moving. So even though you're up a pawn, it doesn't matter. So then I started to consider bishop e6, which after takes, takes. For example, if you play queen e7, bishop takes c6, takes. Like, you lost 3 pawns, and like basically you're down 2 pawns with a weak king. Like, this is unplayable. So after around 15 minutes of thought, I don't know why it took so long actually. Maybe it was less, maybe 10. I was calculating this line like takes, takes. I calculated this line, something like this. And I thought, sure, like this is better than the line with bishop e6, and that line was definitely worst. Here I eventually I considered, like, I decided to play king d8 with the idea queen f7, queen e7, and takes. Not the best of endgames, but holdable, still fine. And this all happened in a game queen e7. He took about 5 minutes here, and he decided to retreat with queen b3, maintaining the pin. And here I considered a lot of moves. Queen b4, queen c5, knight f6. Queen b4 I didn't like for some reason. I don't remember why actually. Maybe bishop d5 I didn't like. And the fact that I have to trade here without any development, I did not feel good about it. I didn't know what to do with the e5 pawn. Queen c5 also considered, but um for example, if he just goes back, I feel like the queen is misplaced. The bishop cannot come here. Like if you develop it, let's say knight c3. If you develop it, sorry, like bishop d6, the queen cannot really go away. Yeah, you have to go to c6, and you can't even go to c6. So the queen is just trapped. So bishop a3 just kills it. Or rook d1. I don't know. So here I played bishop e6 just to continue development, get the tempo in. Queen b2 as expected, maintaining the pin. Of course, you have to do that. And here, I considered a bunch of weird moves like g6. G6, of course, with the idea of this. But I thought g6 is just too unprincipled. Development should be my concern. But again, the pawn is hanging, so actually the pawn is not hanging, but you know, like actually the pawn is not hanging, actually. So I should have just gone for knight f6, actually. Because queen f6, you just go like queen f6 is what I played, but if I play knight f6, then queen e5 takes. But I thought I just wanted to develop the bishop as well and then put the knight on e7, like queen f6, bishop c5, and knight e7. That was my setup. But okay, anyway, queen f6 happened. Bishop g2. He just wanted, to keep everything safe and maintain the edge. Bishop c5, maintaining pressure here. Actually, in the game here, I thought perhaps instead of bishop. Oh, actually no, sorry. Yeah, just here knight c3. Knight e4 is coming, and I thought I wasn't too like I wasn't too prepared for knight e4, so I need to move. So I played queen e7, and in case of knight d5, I was preparing queen d6, and yeah, that was the idea. So you played a very weird move, d3. So, of course, you might consider bishop d4, but after e3, you just have to go back and you're just helping white, basically. So, that's not a move that I decided to play. I decided to play knight f6, I remember, yeah? Just to continue development, just to bring them over, you know? Because, for example, after knight f6, if he plays rook d1, I have to play king e8 already, because otherwise d4 will come. So I will have to be prepared for this, and I must move the knight out. That's what I thought. So after knight f6, e3 was a very, very, very odd move. I think bishop g5 was much better. Just pin the knight here, just pin everything. Next move rook d1, and I would have a very, very difficult time in this position. But he just played e3, and I played king e8, of course, because the threat is now d4. So if I just do nothing like rook f8, d4, bishop d6, for example, d5 takes, maybe, I don't know. The king is just too wide open here. Like, I don't know what to play. For example, f4, yeah? f4, bishop d6, and then rook d1. It's already really looking awesome. So I had to play king e8, which was my plan anyway, so I just played it. Here I was down to like 20 minutes? I don't remember. Rook d1. And of course, rook f8, just continuing with the plan, d4, bishop d6, h3. h3, he took like 10 minutes for this move, and I was really unimpressed with this move. Like, why do you play h3? Why not just do something else, like d5 I was considering a lot, which I don't think is good for white, but something to consider. But instead of that, perhaps like just continue with, I don't know, knight e4, trade some attackers. It was really a good idea there. For some reason, he just got afraid of knight g4, I guess, which I think is also my plan. I don't want to just sit and wait and put my king on g8. So it rhymed. I want to counterattack. I need to make him feel scared in order to escape this position. h3. Here I got briefly excited about this idea of e4. Takes, takes, takes. Bishop is attacked. Perhaps like bishop g2. I saw all this line, and I thought, okay, I'm winning. And then I got briefly excited. But then after bishop h3, I saw something like bishop c6 check. And then I thought, like, after king f7, my king would be very weak here. Like bishop d5 or something. Like, I don't know how to escape this. So I didn't do this line. But for some reason the engine says BC. Huh. What's this? Oh wow, if you do something this. Oh my god, this is so beautiful. Because you can't defend stuff. Oh my god. Okay, this is too beautiful for me in time trouble. So I didn't do this line at all. So I just played king f7. I didn't want to hurry. I didn't want to waste time. I just played king f7. After I saw that e4 doesn't work, at least that's what I thought, yeah? So king f7, queen c2. I I play king g8 just, almost instantly. I don't want to think too much. I just saw that queen c2 probably doesn't have much ideas. And then he played de, bishop e5, bishop a3. Here, I thought of playing for c5, but nah, I don't really like this pin. It just seems very eternal. And yeah, it just feels sad. So I calculated queen f7, which is actually a blunder, like a mistake. Because my idea, of course, is bishop takes f8, bishop b3, queen b2, takes, something like that, yeah? I even calculated, you have to calculate some weird stuff like bishop d5, which is actually good for me because there's also this, like, this is hanging, this is hanging, this is hanging. So this was all good, but I missed that he might be able to play queen d2 after takes, and takes on g7, and if I retreat with my bishop, there's always bishop d5 here. And there's also a pin here. And I didn't see this, he didn't see it either. He had like around 15 minutes. He didn't bother calculating, I think. He just saw that, okay, bishop f7 is there, so he didn't do anything. Rook a b1. And of course the idea is attacking f7, also the rook is attacked. So rook e8, I just played, because there aren't any other squares for the rook. If he takes on b2, then h3 is also hanging. So he decided against it, and he played f4, which I really disliked for him, because, wow, so many weak squares are there. I took on c3. Queen takes c3. Queen g6 I played. The engine suggests bishop d5, with the idea of just trading the very strong light square bishop, but I didn't see. I played queen g6. I thought, okay, this must be good for me. If he had played g4, I would play knight e4, and let's say, I don't know what I was planning, like queen c2 or something. I don't know what I was planning. Actually, this was just losing for me. Luckily, I didn't do that. But okay, I think one of the things I want to talk about in this game is I wasn't really calculating properly. I was just scared of things more than actually calculating, and I think that's what I have to work on. But luckily, he played something else. He played King H2, and okay, I immediately played knight e4 and Queen e1 played. It's the only move, yeah. Otherwise, g3 is hanging, Queen is hanging. How are you gonna do? Queen e1. So here I had less than a minute, and I was really frustrated because I didn't know what to play. Like b5 seems a bit too much. The knight on e4 seems good, but if g4 comes, it might get really dangerous. So I played h5. I think with 5 seconds or 10 seconds on the clock, which turned out to be a good move. Bishop b2, rook d8. I considered b5. For some reason, I didn't want to do it. I don't know why. It just wasn't what I looked at for some reason. I looked at it, but you know, I felt that I should go for the king side. Rook e d8, bishop e5, and here I really hated my position here already, because white is actually very strong here. Like the whole position is so solid that you can't even crack it. So rook c8 out of desperation. Like I played it with 3 seconds on the clock. I remember rook b4, and I was very stressed. Knight f6. After I played knight f6, I knew I was doomed. That I should have played knight c5. This is what I thought during the game. At least I might have some knight d3 action. Knight f6 and bishop b7. Rook d8. Rook takes bishop c7, and here this was an insane move because it just blunders away the whole game. And this is really insane because he actually took time before taking on c7. He took like a minute or two, and he just took on c7. He was very confident about it. Like he was so sure that he's going to win that kind of body gesture. And I was like, oh my god, what's happening? I had a little over a minute, and I played queen c2 immediately. No, not immediately. I just took 20 seconds, and then I played queen c2. Just checking everything. Queen c2. He played bishop g2, takes on c7. He was annoyed, but he kept trying because both of us were low on time. Then he played, I don't know what he played, e4. And okay, I thought, okay, this must be good for me, but I just have to be very, very precise. Idea being just go queen c2, rook d2. If the king reaches the background, rook d1, just once. So queen c2 played. And then he played, what did he play? He played queen e3, yeah? Yep. And then rook d2, queen g1. No, what did he play? Oh, queen f3, sorry. And okay, I thought, I don't want to rush. I have time. No, I don't have time, but I have a good position. I just play king h7. Get away with all the checks. Keep everything intact. I might just remaneuver my bishop somewhere. Maybe just grab a pawn, come back, go bishop f1. You know, many ideas. But after king h7, he just played e5, which is just a bad move because I just played bishop d5 and it should win. I took a deep breath. I got 30 seconds to a minute. Then I played bishop d5, and instantly he resigned the game gracefully. And yeah, I think it was a very enjoyable game for both of us. At least a very exciting game for both of us. And I really want to pinpoint the fact that I should really start calculating instead of going by feeling or just panicking during the game. And yeah, I think that's the main takeaway from this game as well. And the second thing is that I realize that I'm always shaking when I'm nervous. I'm not sure if it's a normal behavior. I guess it is, but in the future I might want to improve on that. I don't know how, but I do think it's important because it's making me more and more nervous like during the game. So yeah, and it's a really nice tournament situation now. I'm on second, so I'm on 4 out of 5 because I skipped round one. So next round I'll very most likely play the person who is on 5 out of 5. So it would be a really exciting game. So yeah, I'll keep that game updated here.